One of my favorite times of the year in Fortnite is FORTNITEMARES. We always get new weapons and items, new modes, new mechanics, and most importantly, new cosmetics, especially the collabs. Whether it's collabs I knew before Fortnite or collabs I don't know much about, I always love seeing what Epic has in store for FORTNITEMARES. And with the last two FORTNITEMARES giving us tons of collabs, I thought I would rank every FORTNITEMARES collab on the tier list, ranking it based on how they look from the original IP, how related they are with Halloween, because there's a lot that aren't, and my personal thoughts on the cosmetic and IP. So if you guys enjoy, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, turn on notifications so you never miss any Fortnite content. Use code Gaberboy SNO18 for our item shop if you guys want to buy any FORTNITEMARES cosmetics, regular cosmetics, or their next season battle pass dropping tomorrow. Go check out Week Fortnite Recap every Sunday at 10 AM where we recap the week of Fortnite on YouTube and Spotify. If you guys want some good supplements and a discount, use code Gaber10 for 10% off, whether you bought them in the past or a new customer. And let's get started. Alright, we have all the collabs here. I'm ready to get ranking. Let's go. Starting with Chapter 2 Season 4 or 2020 FORTNITEMARES, we have the Ghostbusters collabs. Now, the Ghostbusters collabs, they're not the actual, like, skins or whatever. They're just balls and costumes or whatever. Which kind of sucks. I kind of get why, because, like, the skin, or, like, the actors probably cost, like, a lot of money to, like, get the rights to or whatever. So they probably decided to, do, like, defaults, like, in their costumes or whatever. Which is kind of fine, I guess. And it just throws me off a lot, like, on the collab. I just don't really like it that much. But the back blings and, like, the pickaxes, all that stuff, I feel like they look, like, pretty cool, I guess. Like, they all look pretty accurate. They all look, like, super designed. They all, like, sound nice. Even, like, the emote, like, it's from the Ghostbusters TV show, which I have, like, the full collection on DVD. The Ghostbusters is also really, like, popular. It's like a Halloween movie, I'm pretty sure you can consider it, basically. So I say it's, like, really, like a Halloween movie, I guess. So yeah, I like them too, or like Ghostbusters. So if they were probably like the regular, like, Ghostbusters skins, I'll probably put them in probably A tier, but I'm probably gonna put them in C tier. Same thing for the girl Ghostbusters too. Next up from the same season, we have Jay Blavin Party Trooper, which is a collab with Party Trooper and Jay Blavin in Fortnite, I guess. Which you got this style that from watching a concert, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty cool, I guess. I don't really think it's like, it's not really supposed to be like based off Jay Blavin, and it's not really like related to Halloween, but I still think this skin looks pretty cool. Put it in, I want to say either B or C tier. Put it in B tier. Moving on to Chapter 2 Season 8 or 2021 FORTNITEMARES, we have Frankenstein's Monster, which is a collab with Universal Monsters, which I don't know if that's like a brand or like a movie or whatever. It's like a series or something. Various horror film series are distributed by Universal Pictures. And it came out like in the 1930s, I guess. 1920s, 1930s. I mean, Frankenstein is like as like core you could get. Like he's like an iconic, like, I guess, non-branded like character. Like if you think of like Halloween and like scary stuff, you probably think of like Frankenstein as like one of your first things. So, and he also looks pretty cool with like the vintage style. Like this style looks really cool. Like it makes it look like it's like from the 1920s, 30s, whatever. I mean, of course it is. Put it in A tier. It's pretty cool. Although I don't really, like, never heard of Universal Monsters or whatever, but of course it's just like iconic, I guess. Alright, so we have Rick Grimes, which is a Walking Dead character. I never watched The Walking Dead, so I don't really know much about this character. I guess it can also be like kind of considered like Halloween-y, I guess, because zombies, all that stuff. Of course, like Walking Dead's like not like a Halloween or scary type of like TV show or whatever. I'd say like he's like pretty on point with like the skin and actor, so pretty cool, I guess. We'll rate him B tier because I've never really watched Walking Dead, so I don't really know much about it. So yeah. Alright, next we have Cause. I'm putting in F tier. Hang on a second. I just got enough. I never really understand like what like the big like deal of Cause are or Cause were. Like they're pretty cool, I guess. Like they're collectible or something, but how much did Cause actually cost? $500. I mean, it's a cool skin. I don't really think it's like really related to Halloween that much. Other than I guess it looks kind of scary, but I don't know, not much of a fan. I'll put it in D tier, I guess. Next up, we have Cherry and Paul Atreides, I have no idea, from Dune. I never watched the Dune movies. I never like read the books or whatever there are of them, but this is like based off the movie, which I think came out around the same time as FORTNITEMARES. But I think they look pretty fine. They look like they're actors. This looks like Zendaya. Of course, Zendaya has two skins in the game. She has MJ skin from No Way Home, and Paul looks like, what's his name? Timothy something. I don't remember his name. I remember it's like Timothy something. I don't remember what it is though. But I think the skin's like really accurate to the actors and actress and all that stuff. So yeah, we'll put it in B tier. We'll put them both in B tier because they both look pretty good. But I also just want to see like the difference between her and the MJ one. I mean, I see like a little difference. Like not just with like the hair or the eyes or whatever. It's just mostly like with the maybe like the top of the head, maybe. I don't know. We have Space Farrier Ariana Grande. Don't know why they did this. Probably just like they had like an extended contract or something with Ariana Grande, like where they made another skin for her. I think the skin looks fine. It's another Ariana Grande skin. One of my favorite Ariana Grande skin. I still prefer like the original one that came out during the Rift tour. I like the second style too. Like it's pretty cool. But the reason why they did this, I don't really have any idea. I'll probably put this in C tier, I guess. Going back, we have the other Universal monster. We have the Mummy, which I guess looks like pretty iconic or something. Like mummies are pretty iconic to scary stuff or Halloween. Like how many people do you really see like go outside like during Halloween as like a mummy? The mummy style looks cool once again. It looks like from the 1920s, 1930s, which it probably is based off it or whatever. I guess I'll rate it. I was rating it A tier with Frankenstein's monster. Pretty cool, I guess. Alright, next up we have Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. I never really play like any like the older Resident Evil games, like where they're from. Pretty sure they're from like the first 3 or something, probably first 4. But I say like pretty close to their like in-game models that look pretty good. And also pretty like on point with Halloween due to Halloween or whatever, like them being scary and like Resident Evil being about monsters. So we'll put them B tier. Oops, B tier, pretty cool. Now I don't really know if this one counts, but next up we have the Batman Who Laughs, which I guess came out during FORTNITEMARES or whatever with like the Batman 0 Point comic books. I think the model looks amazing. I think like it looks like pretty on point to like other like versions of him, like from like comics or movies or whatever. Like doing like these two models like next to each other, they look honestly really on point. Cause like you see like some differences like with the chains or whatever. Oh, actually wait, the chains are like around like his hands. So never mind. I guess I'll rank him B tier. I feel like I'm being like a little bit too harsh on like my S tiers, but we'll see. And then for the final Universal monster, we have the Frankenstein's Bride skin. I feel like this is definitely like one of the weakest versions of like the skins. I feel like this one's not as good as like the Mummy and Frankenstein. She also doesn't have like a vintage style, which I don't know like if there's like a reason why or not, but I think she looks fine, I guess. We got Bride of Frankenstein movie. Maybe it's supposed to be from this one? Although you can't really tell because everything's like in freaking black and white, so I can't see anything. That's not. We'll rank her C tier, I guess. She's like pretty fine, I guess, but you know, I don't think like she's as good as like Frankenstein or as Frankenstein and Mummy. I feel like most people, including me, had no idea who this was before FORTNITE actually came out, or before they actually came to Fortnite. I think it's like some Spanish cartoon or whatever. 2015, what the frick is this? Definitely like one of the more like randomer like collabs that actually like I can just watch this on Netflix. Well, screw me, I guess. Definitely one of the more like randomer collabs that came out to Fortnite like in the most recent years or whatever, but I don't think like it's pretty like funny and cool collab, I guess. I have no idea like who this is, but I'm sure a lot of other people do, so We'll rank the actual version of him B tier. We'll rank the male skins D tier, I guess. Although it doesn't really have anything to do with like Halloween or whatever. Skin looks pretty accurate to like the actual the actual person. So that's a plus, I guess. And moving on to Chapter 3, Season 4, we have Rick and Morty, Summer, and Mr. Meeseeks. I have no idea why they came out, but this is also like one of the last collabs with like Warner Brothers before Multiverses, and then they came back after. But this is like one of the last collabs they ever did, like before the Switch or whatever. I think like their models look pretty cool. Like Summers and Mr. Meeseeks like look pretty accurate to how they do in the movie, or not movie, the TV show. One thing I don't really like about Summers is like they didn't do like her regular dress, I guess, but I guess it's fine. I don't know like what episode or season this is from, but it's pretty cool, I guess. Mr. Meeseeks looks pretty on point too. Of course he does. He's really just like a blue figure with like some orange hair on top and like some weird like look on his face or whatever. So I know I like Rick and Morty. I just don't really see like the reasoning for this, I guess. We'll put them B tier. Actually, we'll put Mr. Meeseeks B tier, Summers C tier, because I think Mr. Meeseeks, actually no, we're ranking both B tier because they both like look pretty on point. We have Ash Williams from, I think it's called like Evil Within or whatever. Evil Dead. Where did I get Evil Within from? I think the skin looks pretty on point too. Although like from what I'm seeing, like not that many versions of him like have the kind of hair like this, like this. I guess like this version has like the same kind of hair as like the Fortnite version does. I also like his pickaxe. It looks pretty cool. Of course, last year it was I think like his pickaxe was only like able to use with like him or whatever, but I'm pretty sure they changed it this year to like allow that, so that's pretty good, I guess. I don't really like get the reference of like the back wings or whatever, but I still think the skin looks pretty cool. It looks like him from like what I've seen on Google Images or whatever. I have no like knowledge of Evil Dead or whatever, so we'll rank him B tier. It looks pretty cool. And so we have the Monster Mash emote. This is our first and only emote of this whole entire I guess ranking or whatever, because I'm pretty sure like there's been no other emotes, like iconic Halloween emotes, which kind of suck, but it's whatever, I guess. I mean, I think Monster Mash is like super iconic to like Halloween times. It's like one of like the more popular like songs that you can probably like hear on the radio or whatever. Guess other than that, like maybe Spooky Scary Skeletons, Thriller, I'm trying to think what else. It was like the main three, whatever. But I think it's like really cool that they got like the emotes and like the rights and all that stuff to it. The loop from like what I remember isn't like really that good, I guess. Hang on a second. Okay, now like the what's it called, the rotation or whatever you want to call it, it's pretty on point. So we're ranking S tier. This is our first S tier. I feel like it's like a pretty iconic and known emo, or pretty iconic like dance and song for like Halloween time. So yeah. Moving on to Chapter 4, Season 4, 2023, we have Jack Skellington. Is Jack Skellington like really considered like a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? People are saying this is like more Halloween movie than Christmas movie, so I guess like it's like pretty considered both, I guess. I haven't seen Nightmare Before Christmas in a while. I remember I watched like a little bit of it like years ago, but I don't remember that much about it. Overall, I think the skin is like really good. Like it looks like really on point. I also like his second style, like the Santa Jack. His emotes are cool too, like his built-in emote, like where he like scares. And this emote like that plays this is Halloween is pretty cool too. Yeah, we're gonna rank this. Let's rank it S tier because like it's probably, I'd say like it's like a pretty iconic like scary movie character and all that stuff. But he's probably not gonna be like in the top like 3 or 5 like at the end, but we'll have to see. Alright, next up we have Michael Myers. Michael Myers is another iconic horror villain or Halloween character with like his movies and all that stuff. I think I saw like the old version of like Halloween or whatever, and I think I saw like maybe the first and maybe second version. I don't remember like what like version my friends showed me, but They're pretty cool. I'm not like that big of a fan of like scary like movies or whatever, but I still think he's like pretty cool. Before the skin, it looks like pretty cool. It looks like pretty on point. I mean, how do you really mess up this except for like maybe the coloring in the hair? Of course, he also has like his knife, and he also has like this emo that plays like this theme. So it's like it's like pretty like a good set too. I also like how like Fortnite kind of like made like their own thing with like the keyboard. I mean, it would have been kind of cool if he did like a walk like he normally would, but I guess this is cool too. But we're probably gonna rank this S tier because like it's iconic, it's well known and all that stuff. And next we have Alan Wake. I never played any Alan Wake games. I know I got it for free like off like a PlayStation Store at some point, but I never played it. Maybe I'll play it at some point. But overall I feel like the skin looks pretty on point with like the Dead by Daylight version. Trying to find like a version of like the actual like game or whatever. I mean, it doesn't really look like him here because like this is from Alan Wake 2, this is from Alan Wake 1. Yeah, I say it looks pretty iconic. It's also like a scary game, so it's on point too. Wait, right? Whatever, we'll rate it A tier. Pretty good. Alright, next up we have Jigsaw, or Billy. I mean, of course, they had to like stretch his size because like he's a doll or whatever. He's like a puppet or something. But overall, like his skin looks pretty good. Like he looks like not human or whatever. He like still like with his like long legs and all that stuff. He still looks like a puppet or whatever, which is pretty cool. I've also never seen like any of the Jigsaw movies, so I don't really know like the big like point of it is. But he just like looks good. I don't know like why these versions like look kind of scuffed or whatever. We'll rate him A tier. Alright, next up we have Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. I think other than like the colors, she looks like pretty on point too. Like of course like her dress is like different. Let me see if I can find something from the movie. Good enough. But she still looks pretty good, I guess. She looks pretty cool. We'll rate her. We'll make her B tier, I guess. I know like it's like kind of weird, but like I feel like Jack Skellington's like more known than Sally, so yeah. Then we also have the Pumpkin King. Well, he looks pretty cool, I guess too. I don't really have much to say about him or whatever, but he's fine. We'll put him. I think we'll put him one lower than, or maybe we'll put him in the same tier as Sally. Yeah, we'll do that. And next up we have Mephisto, and I think Mephisto is pretty cool. He also just showed up in Ironheart this year, so it's pretty cool too. They also gave him like his comic book look, which is pretty fine. It looks accurate to like the comic books at least, so that's pretty good. I guess it also depends like what version, because like if you talk about this version, like that's nothing, but if we do something like this, and yeah, it looks pretty iconic and pretty good. We'll rank him, I mean, I don't really think he's like a Halloween character or whatever, but we'll put him B tier. And next we have Edward Scissorhands, which is that even considered like a Halloween movie, really? Considered a Halloween film by many due to its central Christmas themed scenes and a framing story that takes place during the holidays. I still think it's pretty cool. I have a little story for this. So back in middle school, I took a class called Lit the Film, and in that class we like watched movies and we like analyzed it with like different scenes or like the different framing, the different like shots or whatever. And in the class we watched stuff like Rocky, we watched $1 Million Baby, we watched and we watched Edward Scissorhands. And the thing is like we watched it before like it came to Fortnite. Like it was literally like maybe 3 or 4 days of like watching the movie, and I'm pretty sure like on the last day of watching it, like was the day that Fortnite actually like announced like or like released a trailer and Edward Scissorhands like came out or whatever. So if I had like when I was watching a movie, all I could think of like guy from Fortnite. But I thought it was like a movie, so I tried to like get my friend to watch it. He watched it and he hates it all for one reason. Because how does he wipe his freaking? As I tell him multiple times, he doesn't, because he's a robot. He still doesn't take that for an answer. I wish he was here so I could actually like interview him about it, but whatever. But overall, it's a pretty cool skin. I like how accurate he is to like the actual movie. He looks like really. He looks cool. The outfit, the scissor hands, his like face, and like the hair, like all look really accurate to like the actual movie. I like the little references to like the movie, like the like the lawn thing and like the emote. The scissor hands look pretty cool too. We'll rank him. I wish I could put him S tier, but maybe I will. We'll still like put it S tier because people say like it's kind of like a Halloween movie. What's often watched around Halloween due to its gothic aesthetic. Ever since it's not technically a Halloween movie, it is a romantic fantasy film that contains elements associated with both Halloween and Christmas. Alright, next up we have the Disney villains. We have Jack Sparrow, Cruella de Vil, and Maleficent. Well, I don't think these characters are really considered like Halloween characters or scary characters or whatever, although they are villains. I feel like we're starting to get to the point like where like stuff isn't really considered like Halloween themed or whatever. Yeah, they're fine, I guess. I'm kind of random. There's also like around like the same time like where Fortnite started collabing with Disney or whatever with like the Absolute Doom season, Incredibles. And there's also like news about like that Disney Island that's coming out like later next year or whatever. So I don't know. Wait, that's like Captain Hook. I'm freaking Captain. Jesus freaking Christ. If I had to like rank these skins like based off like how good they looked or like based off like their original characters, I guess she does wear like the coat jacket or whatever. Although it's not like exactly like the same design, it's like decently close. I guess other than like the coat or the jacket like being like a little off, like, it's not that bad. I guess it's like kind of good that she doesn't have like that big robe around her or whatever, because I felt that might be like a problem for the collab or whatever, or like for the skin. But if I had to rank these skins, I'll probably gonna put them all in B tier. But if I'm ranking them like based off how they look, I'll probably put Captain Hook last, Maleficent first, and Cruella de Vil like somewhere in the middle, I guess. Or maybe like Cruella de Vil and Captain Hook could like switch a little bit, but we'll put Cruella de Vil last. Like she looks pretty good still. Alright, next up we have Spider-Woman. Not really like considered a FORTNITEMARES collab or whatever, or scary like collab or whatever, but she still looks pretty fine, I guess. Pretty random, but still like decently good, I guess. I'll probably rank her B tier. Although she's not really considered like a Halloween character still, like she just seems like kind of fine, I guess. Like she looks like pretty on point with like a comic book version. Next up we have She-Venom and Agony, which came out for the release of the third Venom movie. Although they only got like maybe 10 seconds of like freaking screen footage or whatever. I kind of get like why they chose like these skins. They already did like Eddie, and they already like did Carnage like a few seasons prior, but actually a few chapters prior. I kind of wish like they chose like, I don't know, Null or something. I know like he was barely in the movie too. But there's probably like some better like skins, I guess, than She-Venom and Agony. Like maybe like one of the other freaking Venom skins that came out. Can't even find like nice. There's this shot of Agony from the movie, but like, is there any shots of She-Venom from the movie? Because I know like she was like in the final scene or whatever. Thing is, I don't know like what like scene is from Venom 1 and Venom freaking 3. Because I know like she like came out in that one too. I don't know. I can't find anything, but like they look. But like the symbiote like from the Venom movies, they look pretty accurate. Like I like their little designs, like their like veiny designs like around their body. How good like the symbiote actually like looks on them. We'll rank probably B tier. I know I'm putting everything in B tier, but like, alright, next up we have Leatherface, which is, I don't know if like he's really like a new character, but I feel like he's like been like a new like Halloween character that's like been like getting popular like in the past like few years. Because I'm pretty sure like the movie came out. Oh, well, there's a new freaking Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie in 2017. Let's see. Looking at the movie, okay, that doesn't really look like him at all, like from Fortnite. Okay, that looks like him, but that's a freaking action figure. That's probably the best we're gonna get. I don't know. It doesn't really look that like on point or whatever. I like his like design in Fortnite though, but like freaking, it doesn't really look that much like the movie. I also kind of hate like you can like see the eyes a little bit like too well in this. I just feel like Fortnite might be like a little bit goofy or whatever. We'll rank him B tier. Then I said we have Fishpool. Really random. I mean, at the same time, it's not really that random due to like the season being like Marvel themed or whatever, and I'm pretty sure Fortnite like also teased like the collab like during like their presentation at like D23 or whatever. But yeah, I don't really think he's like considered like really a Fortnite skin. I think he just like came out like during that time, but we'll still rank him C tier. And then last up we have Raven Mellow, which is a combination of Marshmallow and I guess Raven. Do we really need like a fourth Marshmallow skin? Because we already got like these two skins like I'm pretty sure the same year. No, it was 2 years before that, never mind. I guess he's fine, he looks pretty cool, but I'd honestly rather just get like the original Marshmallow. He actually looks pretty cool, I guess, but I don't know, we'll rank him B tier. Alright, now moving on to this year's stuff. First up, we have Kpop Demon Hunters, which I guess you could kind of consider like a FORTNITEMARES collab due to like a horror rush mode coming out like in the first FORTNITEMARES update. Or I guess like you could call it like the pre-FORTNITEMARES update or whatever. I actually watched the movie before like they came out to FORTNITEMARES, or and I actually liked them a lot. Like the movie was pretty good. Their designs are really good in like game. If I had to rank them from like worst to best, I would have to say probably Mira's the best model, then Zoe, then Rumi. I just feel like something with like the eyes is like really off, but like they all look really good, like compared to like the movie. One thing I'm kind of sad about is like we never got like an emote or like the emotes like we're supposed to get for them, because like there were like leaked cosmetics that never came out with them, especially now since like they're in the shop like when I'm recording this or whatever. But there's supposed to be a emotes, like 2 emotes for Golden and how it's done. Pretty sure it's supposed to be jam tracks. Pretty sure Rumi was supposed to get a microphone, which kind of sucks. So yeah, I'm kind of sad we never got like the rest of the stuff, because it's like I feel like the collab was like kind of rushed or whatever, but whatever. Because you know, I'm pretty sure the collab came out like 5 months or so like after like the actual like movie came out and got popular, so I don't know. So that's not really like considered like Halloween themed, I guess you could call it, but they're also like really popular too. Like people wanted them in Fortnite. I guess I'll rank either A or S tier. Put them in S tier, I guess. I don't know if they're gonna like reach the top 5 or whatever, but it's whatever. And we're also gonna like rearrange them to like how I said, like I thought like they were, how accurate they were or whatever. Mira being first, Zoe being second, and Rumi being third. And now moving on to like the actual FORTNITEMARES stuff, we have Doja Cat first, which isn't really like actual FORTNITEMARES, but it's still whatever. She was like really like the main like attraction of like the FORTNITEMARES skins, I guess. Her original skin looks pretty cool, I guess. Her second like one from, I think it was like the Paint the Town Red music video. I could be completely wrong. I'm not a Doja Cat fan or whatever at all, but I think it looks fine too. Not the biggest fan of it, but I like this one better, like the actual like original one of her. Probably gonna put it B tier, I guess. Sorry to all the Doja Cat fans, but I'm just not like the biggest Doja Cat fan in the first place. But I also just don't really think that she's that related to Halloween that much. I can be completely wrong, but whatever. Alright, next up we have Ghostface, which is another like really iconic like Halloween character or whatever. I think his skin like looks really on point. I mean, it's not really that hard to like mess up Ghostface. It's really just like a black robe or whatever with a certain mask or whatever. But I think it's like really cool that they added Ghostface to the game. I think like he's really iconic and all that stuff. Honestly, probably top 3 or 5 like most popular and most like known like horror characters or whatever, or Halloween characters. Yeah, we're gonna put him in S tier. Next in the mystery game, we have Shaggy, Scooby, Daphne, Fred, and Velma. Going over every character, I definitely feel like Shaggy's model looks like a little off a little bit, probably most because of like the maybe face and like the facial hair, but it doesn't look that bad, I guess. Scooby looks fine. It's just like I'm pretty sure a bunch of people like didn't like his costume and how he wasn't like freaking naked or whatever. But yeah, like I don't mind his costume. I guess it's not that bad. Daphne looks pretty on point. She's like definitely like one of the better like characters like looks wise. Same thing for Velma. She looks pretty good too. And then we got Fred, which definitely looks the worst. I just think it's like mostly the hair and like the face, like most of it, but I don't know. I just feel like it's like super off. I love Scooby-Doo growing up. I remember like in elementary school, like they showed like an episode of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You or whatever, and that's like where I got introduced and like loved the character or whatever. I definitely feel like I'm gonna put this stuff in S tier, all of them, because they're all just super iconic. I guess like they're not really considered like Halloween characters, I guess. We're also gonna rank them based off like how they look. We're gonna do Daphne first, then Velma, then we'll do Scooby, Shaggy, then Fred. I definitely feel like that's like a pretty good ranking, I guess. And next we have Jason. Jason is super iconic. Once again, he's like one of like the main like Halloween characters you really think of. I guess like if you have to like name like any Halloween characters, like the top like maybe 3 or 5 people will think about is probably Michael Myers, Ghostface, Jason, Pennywise, and Freddy Krueger, I guess. The fact that I haven't added Freddy Krueger or Pennywise to the game yet, especially with like the TV show going on right now, which I'm pretty sure came out like the last week of FORTNITEMARES. There's like that Pennywise collab back in chapter 1. Anyway, I definitely feel like his skin looks pretty cool. I'm pretty sure they use like the Jason's universe, the Jason universe model, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be a game, a multi-platform expansion of Friday the 13th franchise centered around the character Jason Voorhees. Okay, so what is it, a game, a movie? But they definitely use like the new design of like the Jason character. You can like see of like the mask, the pants, the freaking jacket or whatever, which I think is fine. Like the model doesn't even look that bad compared to like older like Jason freaking franchise or Jason brand stuff like the Friday the 13th video game or like any of the movies. I also like how they kind of like went a little bit silly with like the emo. It's like the Friday emo, which is just like him like cutting off like a calendar. And this one's like cool too. We're putting him in S tier. Next we have Black Phone or a Grabber. I watched the original Grabber, I want to say, what was it, 2-3 years ago. I remember like my friend showed it to me on Peacock, and I liked the movie. It was pretty cool. It was like unique and all that stuff. They used like the newer version, like the newer model, I guess, newer design from like the second movie, which I haven't seen yet, and I'm probably just gonna wait for it to come out on Peacock. But I like how his his design is pretty cool. But his skin looks cool. I don't really know how you messed that up really. Like it's just a mask with like hair and like a black jacket. It looks pretty cool. You guys are like not really that scared of like scary movies, which I wouldn't really consider like Black Phone like that much of a scary movie. I would definitely recommend like watching it. We'll put the skin in S tier too. Alright, next up we have Wednesday, which I'm pretty sure kind of like correlates to season 2 coming out, which I'm pretty sure came out a few months ago. I definitely feel like the model is on point. I don't really know like it's really like Jenna Ortega or whatever, but definitely feel like it's like super close. They probably did use her. Also, like thing on the shoulder, it's like a pretty unique touch, especially with like all the reactivity with like him like shooting and killing people or whatever. Like it's pretty cool. If you guys haven't watched it yet, but I did like a video like where I did like random Netflix skin challenge, like including like the Wednesday skin and like the Kpop Demon Hunters stuff. But we're gonna rank her A tier. She's a pretty good character. Alright, next up we have Art, which I recently watched the Art 1 and 2 movies. I watched Art 1 maybe like a month or 2 ago or something like that. And I watched Art 2 pretty sure like a week or so before like his release or whatever. I think the Terrifying movies are pretty cool. Like they're like just creepy, they're weird and all that stuff. And Art's just a funny character. He's like pretty cool and like funny. I feel like it's pretty cool that they actually added in the Fortnite and all that stuff. I don't really have anything else to say about it, but his design looks amazing too. Like it's definitely like on point with like what he looks like in the movies too. I mean, it's not really that hard. It's just like white like face paint or whatever, and like a top hat and all that stuff. But we're gonna rank Art S tier because I think he looks pretty cool. Poppy's Playtime. I never watched Poppy's Playtime, or never played or watched like a gameplay thing of Poppy's Playtime. I know it recently became on sale for free, like with PlayStation Plus, so I got that, and maybe I'll play it at some point. But right now, I just don't care that much about Poppy's Playtime. I still think like the skin looks pretty like good. Like, it looks like Huggy Wuggy, which is pretty good. Like, I definitely feel like it looks like really good with like the eyes, the like shape of like his head or all that stuff, his teeth. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess I'll rate him A tier because it's a scary game. The model looks cool, but I just don't really care that much about him because, like, once again, I never played like the games. And then finally we have Repo, or Semi-Bot. Definitely feel like this is like one of the more like randomer collabs. Like when I saw this like get announced, I was like, what? I like the skin too. It looks pretty cool. It looks like pretty cursed with like his feet and all that stuff, like his like long legs. One thing I do wish they did like was make like the mouse like move with like in-game voice chat or whatever, kind of like what they like had in chapter 1 or whatever. But it'd be cool if like they just brought it back for in general, or even just for like for his outfit, which would be pretty cool. But like I'm pretty sure like his mouth just like moves like whenever. But like the bots actually look like pretty on point with like the move, or like with the video game. Like how do you really mess that up? It's just like a big like cylinder or whatever with like freaking big eyes or whatever. We'll rank him B tier, I guess. Well, because I don't really care that much about him, but actually we'll rank him. Yeah, B tier is fine. Kind of weird I put Huggy Wuggy A tier, and you know we'll link Huggy Wuggy down to freaking B tier. Alright, what's the next day? And Fortnite just released Xenomorph for Alien Earth. I guess that was like a secret or a surprise like Fortnite thing or whatever. I definitely like how different it looks like from like the original Xenomorph, which is cool, I guess. I never really watched Alien or cared for Aliens, so I just don't really care that much about it. But I guess it's supposed to like look more like from Alien Earth, which is pretty cool. Like comparing this Xenomorph to this Xenomorph, honestly like the big difference is like the colors. Like this one's just like straight on black. This one's like kind of greenish, grayish, I guess. But I'm not gonna pull up the tier list for this, but I'll rate him C tier, I guess. He's cool, I guess. Alright, now for the top 10 collabs, we'll do top 10 collabs, because I'm pretty sure like, there's way more than 10 things here. We'll do Michael Myers, Jason, Ghostface, definitely like, need to be in the top 5. Maybe Scooby and Shaggy. We'll do Art and Grabber. Do the Monster Mash emote and Jack Skellington. How much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then for our 10th one, we'll probably just do, and just ranking them, we'll do Michael Myers. Actually, we'll do Ghostface, Michael Myers, Jason, Scooby. Shaggy's definitely gonna go like towards the end of the list because like his look is kind of off. Monster Mash emote we'll do here or whatever. Yeah, it seems like a pretty good list. We got Ghostface, Michael Myers, Scooby, Jason, Art, Jack, Grabber, Monster Mash emote, Edward Scissorhands, and Scooby. Or Shaggy, frick. Alright, that's the list. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like, turn to the video. If you guys want to support for Iron Shop, mean like Code Gear Side Team will support me when buying any Fortnite skins or next season's Battle Pass. Go check out Week Fortnite Recap every Sunday at 10 AM where I recap the week of Fortnite on YouTube and Spotify. And go check out Advance and use code Gaber10 for 10% off any order. And that's the time. Goodbye.